Alright, so on to my friend MetalBlade. He has 3 more questions. Number 1, if you could erase one game from all Let's try that again. Number 1, if you could erase one game from all existence, what would it be and why? Like, one game, period, or one game and its series? Because technically, if the first one never existed, the rest never would either. So I'm going to go with that and say Call of Duty. Come at me. But seriously, Call of Duty is such a stagnant series. I know there's been innovation at some point. I've probably already got a dislike, so I don't know why I'm explaining myself. But that series in general is a lot of why the industry is kind of afraid to innovate these days. Because they realize they can put out these generic yearly sequels and people will buy them in droves. But if they, actually try to innovate and put a lot of money and work into something, it doesn't sell like those games do, so what's the point? So yeah, Call of Duty and its future iterations. Number 2, if you didn't have YouTube or gaming in general, what would your hobby be? I don't really have any other hobbies, so I can't say that I would just devote more time to one thing instead of this. But if you're meaning what was a hobby I might pick up instead, probably woodwork. I know that probably sounds super dumb, but growing up, I always wanted to learn how to use a bow. I already said that one point, but I actually did some research into how to make your own bow, and kind of wanted to do that on my own, but just never really got around to it. So I think it'd be really cool to get into woodwork and make my own, equipment and stuff like that, and actually, learn how to use a bow and get into archery, and it would all kind of, branch out from there. But maybe make a fake practice sword, a wooden one to kind of spar with, and then get a real sword and all that stuff. But ultimately, I'd probably still just get into that side of it and then transition that into YouTube. So it would all come back around to YouTube. Let's be honest. And 3, out of all of the comments you've received so far, which one is your favorite or stands out the most in your mind? Honestly, I can't answer this question. The 9 months that I've been in YouTube, there's been such amazing things said to me, and some negative, but, mostly amazing things said to me. I can't pick out one because that's not fair to everyone else. I can't even think of one in particular that stands out above the rest because they've all been so kind and so amazing. I will say that I recently got a message from just a viewer. I'm not trying to say just a viewer, but he wasn't a content creator or anything like that. He's just someone that loves my videos and is probably watching right now. And he was basically just telling me that, he loves my content and just, to know that he's out there, and thought that I could use, a little pick-me-up of confidence. And, that made my day. I'm not going to put the message up or anything. It was private for a reason, but I really appreciated that, and I just wanted to put that on video. But as far as actual comments, just in general, I can't narrow it down. I'm sorry. Question goes unanswered. This is now the Q and un-A. Next, we have the lovely Princess Oshawott, and she asks, you have been transformed into a Pokemon. What would you be and why? You guys are killing me with these questions. How do I answer this? There's over 700 of them, and most of them are awesome, except for, Bidoof, because he sucks and he knows it. What would I be?
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. These Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon,
Okay, it's actually a really hard decision because there's a lot of Pokemon that I love, and the whole generations, people have their favorites, obviously. And I really wanted to stay OG 151, but as much as there's nostalgia for that generation, none of them really stand out to me. So I think I gotta go new school and say that I would choose Doughblade. the like dual sword, like I think it's Ghosty Steel Pokemon from X and Y, because he's super cool and he's literally just swords. Like, yeah, he's got the last evolution that's like a sword and a shield, but no, dual wield all the way. So there you go, Oshawott. I would pick Doublade, however you say it, because he's friggin' 2 swords, and that's just awesome. And plus, like, if I was out in the wild or something, someone could like pick me up and like use me as swords. Like that's just practical. If they don't know how to use a sword, like me, like, you know, because I mentioned Young Link, how does he know? I could basically like enchant their hands and like do it myself and teach them how to use a sword. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I would be Doublade because he's awesome, and that's really the only reason you need. Okay, now we got the Austrian Kangaroo, my buddy Roo, who's the coolest guy out there. I mean, all of you are the coolest guys and girls out there, but he's been doing some really nice giveaways and some holiday cheer, and it just makes me happy. So, extra love to Roo. But yeah, anyway, he asks, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? This is actually something that I've thought about a lot in the past, because I love comics and, superheroes and all that. And there's a lot of amazing superpowers out there, but they all seem very, specific. Like, oh, I want to control ice. So, you can shoot ice out. Or, I want to fly. Like, everyone wants to fly. Or be invisible. Like, those are the standbys. And honestly, I gotta say that I would prefer to have, super sense. Faster reflexes. The better eyesight. Kind of like Spider-Man, but without the web powers. Because essentially all he has is heightened senses. The spider sense is just the ability to, recognize things quickly and react to them, things like that. And that is so much more useful than anything else. Because if you think about it, that applies to a lot more situations. Sure, you don't have ice powers, but, you have the ability to, catch things at a moment's notice. And, that's going to help you a lot more in a fight than just a single elemental power. So I gotta go with heightened senses. Especially since I'm, nearly blind and half deaf. I really want some better senses. So, essentially, my superpower would be Spider-Man without the web powers. Because as the Raimi series, or no, not the Raimi series, the reboot, The Amazing Spider-Man, as that proved, you can make your own friggin' web shooters and go out and be a superhero. All you need is the senses and, the ability to get you started. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to wall climb, but that's fine. Question 2. Console or PC? Console. I've been doing more PC gaming since starting YouTube because it's easier to record and, it's a lot better for collabs and things like that because you've got it all here. Hi, Callie. What? Oh, Callie. My buddy. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. I've been doing a lot more PC stuff. Her butt's on my shoulder. But I am a console boy at heart. I grew up with the NES, the SNES, the Game Boy, all of that stuff. So, right now, I have a Wii U, a PS3, and a PS4 out there. And then a PlayStation in the bedroom, a PlayStation 1. So, I prefer consoles over anything. Usually most big releases and things like that, I'll get the console version. Fallout 4. I got on PS4 because I wanted to play it out there on my 55-inch TV, not this 22-inch computer monitor. Sure, you have the mod support, it runs better, I know all of the things about PC Master Race, but at the end of the day, I'm going to enjoy playing a game more, laying out on my couch on a TV, than, sitting in here in this uncomfortable office chair looking at a computer screen. That's just how it is. So, sorry PC Master Race, I love you, but I gotta choose console. Number 3, what do you think about that Roo guy? Well, I kind of already said this, but, you're a cool dude. Seriously, we haven't known each other very long. Maybe a month or so? I'm not exactly sure. But, for one, anyone that, Teeny praises as much as she does must be a good person, because Teeny knows good people. But also, you really are just a good person. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, you are, selfless. You're not careless. Selfless, giving, heartfelt, funny, Like, you're all around a good person. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of amazing people out there. But you make it your goal to, like, make other people happy first and foremost. And I just think that's really cool. So, you know, here you go. Part of this Q&A. Everyone go show Rue some love. I think you're moving pretty quickly since you reached 100 subscribers, but we could do better. So, yeah, go check out Rue. He's amazing. He's just a good guy, a good content creator, and a really funny person to get to know. So, that's what I think of you. You're awesome. I can't even, like, joke and say anything mean. I just can't do it. Number 4, what was your dream job as a child? I actually grew up wanting to be a writer, like a famous writer. I had kind of a hard childhood, as I've said before, and I would kind of like pour all of that into stories. So I wrote a lot of short stories. I was even published at like 14 in this little like book of anthologies from young writers or something like that. So I do have technically a publication under my belt, but I kind of just got away from it. I don't know. Like, I got more into theater and, you know, the acting side of things, like the performing side of it, being those characters instead of writing them, and I liked that more. I still enjoy writing, but it's not something I would want to do for a career, because there's too much pressure. That's my thing, is like, a lot of stuff that, you know, you love to do is difficult, because if you love to do something, then, you know, doing it for a living can kind of kill that love. Which is why I'd be a little bit afraid to do YouTube for a career. I'd rather just do video production as a career and then use that to fund YouTube. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, making videos, you know, doing video work makes me happy. So if I could still be happy doing that for money, then, you know, whatever. So I think in general, I just wanted to be in an artistic field, and that never went away. I wasn't one of those kids that was like, I want to be a spaceman, or I want to be a firefighter. Like, I have always wanted to be artistic. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to follow my dream right now in this way too long video. Yay. Next we got my buddy Serious Squirrel. Old Squirrely here. You're not old. I'm sorry, that was... Anyway, his question is, if you have to choose between all of the Zelda and Metroid games, to stay in the theme, and have to pick out 2 games you have to play forever, what would those be? Ooh. I'm going to cheat a little bit here, because my Metroid game, I'm assuming it's one from each series. My Metroid game would be the Metroid Prime Trilogy. It is a game. It's on one disc. You can't take that away from me. But it's the 3 Prime games together in one collection. So, boom. Question tricked. And my Zelda game, I'm not going to trick, even though I technically could with that compilation of games that was on the GameCube. I'm going to choose Majora's Mask. I know, it's not that surprising. I love Majora's Mask. But also, I just think it is the most, like, depth in a Zelda game. It's not the longest, by any means. But it's the one that I enjoy finding all the secrets to the most. So I feel like I would get the most value out of it in the long term. So yeah. My Zelda game would be Majora's Mask. My Metroid game would be the Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii. Bleh. That's actually a really tricky one, though. Because I want all of them. That's why I had to cheat a little bit. You'd think I would have picked Super Metroid, but that one's too quick. I would play through it so many times I would get bored. The Metroid Prime Trilogy is like hours of content, and I'm not actually sure I've gotten everything on all of them. Whatever. Besides the point. Moving on. Alright. Next we get to Teeny Dragon, who I already mentioned with Rue, but she's got a few questions too. So, question 1 is, what made you start YouTube in the first place? I kind of already said this, but I've always wanted to be artistic. Like, I was going through some hard times back, you know, when I started the channel, and my girlfriend had some ideas of, like, just basically, you know, sharing my thoughts and things like that, like getting into something that, you know, would help me relieve stress of my life. And so I figured, you know, I already play games, I love a lot of people on YouTube, and I think, you know, I have a lot of respect for them, so why not try that? So I used a lot of my birthday money and stuff like that to get a lot of the equipment, and started up like 4 days after my birthday, once it all came in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I wanted to have an outlet, basically. of my, my frustrations, my stress, a way to get out there more, because I was trying to learn how to be more social too. I am doing a marketing major, which is a very, out there, like, talking to people type job field, and I'm not very good at introducing myself to people and being, just open immediately. So I'm trying to get better at that. So I figured rambling to a camera for the people on the internet would help that, open me up a bit more. And it has. I mean, I've been rambling here for 45 minutes so far, so that's saying something. Man, this is going to be a long video, even if I cut some of it. So, yeah, it was an outlet and a way to better myself, basically. And it's been amazing. Question 2. Who's the person you look up to most? As far as, like, YouTube people or people in general? Because I'd have to say my mom. I've said it before, but she's an amazing person. I mean, she raised me and my brother pretty much by herself, and I think she did a pretty good job. Maybe me more than my brother. No, he's way more successful than I am. I'm actually a little jealous sometimes. But yeah, she was an amazing single mother, and now, in her later years, she's living an amazing life and, like, kind of getting back to her youth almost, and honestly living it up better than I do. I mean, her birthday is this weekend. I don't know when this is going to go up, but as of the 9th of December, her birthday is the 13th, and she's going out of town. So I'm not even going to get to see her for her birthday, because she's too busy for her sons. I joke, but still, I'm just saying, like, she's doing stuff all the time, now that we're older. And I feel bad about that, because she didn't really get to, do a lot of those things when we were young, because she was a single mother. But the amount of success that she's managed to find, despite, the troubles she went through growing up, is amazing. And, like, she's who I strive to be. Someone who might struggle a little bit in the early years, but find their way and make it, by the time I'm 40. So, last question. What's your favorite cheese? She's saying this because I think I asked Rue that same question and she thought it was hilarious. So, my favorite cheese is pepper jack. I love a spicy cheese. I've actually had some of the spicier cheeses, like habanero jack and stuff like that, and they're too spicy. But pepper jack is that good mix of, like, cheese flavor and spice. So I love some pepper jack. I put that on, like, all my sandwiches, my hot dogs, my burgers, like, everything. Pepper jack's where it's at. I should be a spokesperson for pepper jack cheese. Pepper jack's where it's at. That's the slogan. You have to do this too. Moving on. Let's see. We got... Okay. Yeah, we're almost done. Don't worry. We've got Serendipitia. And she asks, basically demands, tell me some of your biggest highlights on YouTube so far. Question mark. I joke that my highlights have been, growing and getting towards fame, but it's not. Like, I don't care about that at all, honestly. Like I said, if I could do this for a living, I would love it, but it's not my priority. My highlights have wholeheartedly been the people. There's been some amazing individual moments, like, communicating with developers, getting feedback from developers about, like, videos of theirs they stumbled across, and they're like, oh, I really enjoyed this, like, thanks for covering it. Like, that's really cool to see people that, seem unattainable. Because I've joked before that, like, that developers are like celebrities, but they're really just people. But still, like, it's cool, when they find you, and it's like, well done on their work. Like, that stuff's cool. But ultimately, it's been the people I've gotten to know over the last 9 months. I mean, you, Tia, like, all the other people that have asked questions, people that didn't ask questions, but, like, talk to me regularly. It's all just been amazing. From the ones that have been there from the beginning, like, the OG group of, like, Hedgie, Azure, Tonalone, Gyaradoxil, Sushi Funk, sorry, Catharsis, Tainted Cane, like, a bunch of you that, have been around since the beginning. When I was, like, 10 subscribers and 8 of them were you. And then, to now, when I've met all these amazing new people, like, sorry, yeah, I don't handle emotion well. I don't have a lot of close friends, and the ones I do, like, I love. They are the most amazing people in my life. But I don't have a lot of close friends. And so the fact that so many of you have opened up your lives and, like, you know, been a part of mine is just, like, it's the best thing. This is the, you know, the part of the 250 celebration where I praise you guys. So thank you for everything. And I hope that, you know, I continue to be a highlight for you just as much as you have been for me. So sappy question, sappy answer. I'm sorry. Let's move on. I need a moment. All right, 2 more people on the list. First, we've got Shelly, good old Shelbris. And her question is, if you had a magic carpet, would you use it? Is this a yes or no question, or is it like, how would you use it? Because obviously, I would use it. I would use it and sing Aladdin to my heart's content. Actually, I'd probably use it to, like, go all over the world and meet you guys. Just, like, land, you know, get you on the magic carpet, and then fly off and do our own rendition of It's a Whole New World. Like, each one of you. I would show up to each one of your houses, and all of us would do, well, not together, because it's a, you know, limited space on the carpet, but, like, you know, group. Each one of us would do It's a Whole New World, and then I would drop you back off and take off again. That's all we'd do. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one could tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. And last but definitely not least, Steve Gaming asks a few questions. And the first one is, would you rather have food for fingers or fingers for food? I don't really want to eat my fingers. So, like, if they were tasty enough, I'd want to eat my fingers. If it was, like, Brussels sprouts or something, nah. Like, I guess I'd be fine with that, because they'd just be, like, little Brussels sprouts. But, wait, those are balls. What are the asparagus? The asparagus are the long things. Little Brussels sprout hands? That would be weird. No, if I had, like, asparagus or something on my hands, like, it would suck, because they'd smell weird, and, like, I wouldn't be able to, like, grab things, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. But no, I'd probably take fingers for food, because I would still be able to use my fingers for everything else. I just wouldn't enjoy my food that much. And it's not saying this is for life. Like, if I have food for fingers, then yeah, like, I'm stuck with those for life. Like, that's all I get. I don't get my fingers back. But theoretically, I wouldn't just be eating fingers. That'd be weird. Like, for the rest of my life. But if I was, I mean, I could doll them up or something. Like, you know, put some nice pepper jack cheese on them. Pepper jacks, where is that? Even on fingers. Sorry, call back. Would you rather have fingernails for hair or a beard of monkeys? What are these questions, dude? I don't have hair, so I guess I'd take fingernails for hair, because I would just still shave it off. Like, no big deal. Although a beard of monkeys would be kind of cool. Wait, beard hair, though? Like, I would have a fingernail beard? No, I don't want that. Monkeys. I'll go with monkeys. I second-guess myself going with monkeys. Final answer. I'm doing this like it's worth something. Would you rather taste only barbecue sauce for your whole life, or only be able to see in hues of pink? First of all, wrong spelling of Hughes. Unless you're talking about Howard Hughes, which I think was the one that directed... No, that's John Hughes. Directed Pretty in Pink? Is that right? So I'd only be able to see, like John Hughes movies? That's even weirder. No. Anyway, I would choose barbecue sauce, because barbecue sauce is friggin' delicious. And if that's all I could taste, especially especially if I was eating fingers for food, and they tasted like barbecue sauce, win-win. Like, I get my fingers, well, not really win-win, because I'm still eating fingers. But, like, I have my fingers. Like, I still have them for other things, and the fingers I'm eating taste like barbecue sauce. I'm okay with that. This got weird. Alright, and for a serious question, where do you see your channel next year? Right here. Like, I see it, you know, the same. Probably with more of the stuff I've been talking about, like the tabletop stuff along with the video games. I want the score to be a regular thing by then. Like I said, ideally by the beginning of next year, I'll have it monthly. So, you know, hopefully that'll be picking up steam and just be an awesome series for all of you guys to enjoy. But it's not going anywhere, trust me. I'm going to have, better equipment, better, hopefully better commentary. I've been working on that too, trying to be more funny and presentable. And yeah, just overall better quality, but still here. And hopefully bigger, because I'm enjoying the growth. Enjoying the growth. That's what she said. Alright, so that is the end of the questions. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. I can do an addendum of some sort. But that's everything I got, at least, as far as the zero score, QA, hashtag, and then the comments on YouTube, and the messages. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry it was super long, but that was a lot of questions. You gotta give me some credit. Plus, I'm naturally a ranter, so, it's gonna happen. But, again, thank you for 250 subscribers. Here's to the next 250, ideally. I don't want it to stagnate now. That would suck. But even if I do, you guys are the world, and, you have raised my spirits so much over the last 9 months. And if you're all I ever get, I am happy. Because you are all amazing. All 262 of you. Even though some of you I'm not sure I've actually met. Which is weird when you think about it. But, the ones that watch my videos regularly, at least, you're all the most amazing. But I've had a lot of fun building this audience and building these friendships over the last 9 months, and I can't believe that I've been able to do this so successfully, in my mind. So, all sap aside, this was fun. I hope you had fun. And until next time, keep having fun. Over, sideways, and under. Oh.